Randy, Trevor Lawrence is he's pretty good. What have you kind of seen on tape out of him, and in terms of the quarterbacks that you faced in your career? I mean, he's obviously in terms of the accolades and everything he's got. I mean, how does he kind of stack up?
Well, he's tall, he's long, he's really, really smart as far as where he goes with the ball. He doesn't make a lot of bad decisions. I mean, he's fast, boy. I'm really impressed. I know I was when he was a freshman, but he's not any slower. Uh, and he's got a lot of velocity on the ball. He really puts the ball where it needs to be. So other than that, I don't think he's very good.
How does he look or I guess, how different does he look from the Trevor Lawrence that you guys saw 2 years ago?
He was really good as a freshman. I think probably the biggest difference is he's maybe even in more control of the game. Being an older guy, more experienced, and I think he makes even better decisions. Not that he didn't as a freshman, but he makes some times where he just throws it out of bounds.
Randy, you guys excel in a couple areas that would be able to stop a good player like Lawrence and a good player like Travis Etienne. Tackles for losses, sacks, and interceptions. Those the kind of things that they can slow down a really good team if you do it right?
I think so. They're an RPO team, so they'll run it and throw it. I mean, they're second in the country in passing, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're averaging 350 or something a game throwing the ball, and that's not necessarily just with Lawrence in there. Do I think we can stop the run? I hope so. We didn't do a very good job in the championship game several years ago, and I believe up front we're a better team overall. So I hope so, and then we got to be able to cover them also. But they're so balanced either way because they got a great running back, they got a great quarterback, and their wide receivers are big and long, and it's a tough challenge.
Have you done anything in the off season or during training camp or in the season to help you get a lot of sacks? You emphasize it, obviously, but have you done anything to make that happen?
I don't think we've reached what we did last year yet, have we? So I'd like to think that we still got a lot of work to do. We were out there working hard on it today, but I think more than anything, we're taking the older guys are taking their technique to a different level, and they're crafting, some new moves. And I think where it really has helped more than anything are the younger guys being able to learn from the older guys, because the guys do a great job of teaching each other. And I think that's, if there is one thing I can say about this group as a whole on defense is that, they are a group together. They are a team, and they worry about their teammates before they worry about themselves.
Randy, with ETN, early in the career, he was mostly just a ball carrier, but now he's more of a receiver. What kind of challenges does he present in the passing game?
Boy, they get you matched up with him in different situations. I saw him against a wideout in the one game, or I'm sorry, against the corner, and he just ran right by him. So, boy, he's fast. I'm shocked he's still there because, he's got to be one of the top guys in the country. If he's not the number one guy, he catches, and he's fast, and he makes great choices where he runs with the ball. So matchup's probably the number one thing.
Anything else?
Randy, Amari Rodgers, deep threat for them. What have you kind of seen on tape out of him specifically in terms of what your corners will have to deal with on Saturday?
Well, they move him around, so you can't really figure out where he's going to be. And I think that's the biggest challenge. A lot of people keep their wideouts in certain positions, so you know how to defend it. But with them, they move him around so much. You have to be aware of where he is, and then you have to adjust your coverage accordingly. So, that's why they do what they do. And he's obviously a smart young man to be able to move to all those different positions.
Randy, I wanted to ask about some guys that kind of flipped back and forth position-wise. I think Hallett started at corner, then he played safety this last game. I saw Deslin playing a little bit of three-tech inside. How do you think they did kind of bouncing back and forth?
Well, both guys did a great job. It's really amazing to watch Hallett go from corner to safety and start the first time ever for him starting and doing it at two different positions. I think that says a lot about his level of intelligence. I mean, he made some mistakes, but overall he did a great job, I thought. And then same thing with Dez. Dez embraced moving inside. It gives us a little more speed and size inside, and did a great job too. And kids just did a great job of just jumping up and down. And I give our coaches credit. We talked about it during the summertime that we were aware that things like this could happen where you're going to lose guys, and so we had a plan from day one as to teaching guys how to play more than one position, and sure enough, it happened this week.
Randy, this is a marquee matchup, national TV and all that. How do you think some of your younger guys, will handle, the importance of the game? Guys like Brandon Hill, if he plays, and Savasier Dennis and those guys.
Oh, we played Notre Dame a couple weeks earlier, so I don't see it to be any big deal. I mean, it's obviously an away game. I think the one thing that's far different this year than any other year is that there's less of a home field advantage because there's less people in the stands, calling you names and stuff like that. So does that help you? Probably a little bit. I see teams that probably shouldn't be winning away, just playing as if it's a home game. So I would hope that we would respond without any problem.
Randy, Tony Elliott, their OC, is a guy who's been getting some head coaching, consideration and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what have you seen out of him, his play calling this year specifically that is maybe different than a couple of years ago or better, or, what I guess has stood out to you in that regard? I
would say they're pretty much the same team we played 4 years ago. I think they do what they do. They're not real complicated. And, they are in 11 personnel, 1 tight end and 3 wideouts almost the entire game. It's pretty much the same offense and unfortunately about the same team as when we played them a few years ago.
You talked about, not your sack total not reaching last year just yet, but your turnover total has. I mean, what have you guys done better this year to kind of generate more turnovers?
Well, we talk to the kids all the time about being aggressive and go taking your shots. And I think what happens is when you go and attack the quarterback, he throws bad balls. And then, unfortunately, the thing we haven't done is catch enough of them. We've caught more, but, you got to catch the ball when it hits you in the hands. I can probably think of 6 or 8 of them that we should have got. And, that's the mark of a great team. I think we have gotten a lot more, and I wish we would have gotten, even 5 or 6 more.